Anyway, hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to talk a little bit, about ancestry. It seems quite a popular subject at the moment, and yeah, I want to do it too. So yeah, totally Seven of Swords still. Anyway, I've seen a couple of videos. One was Mad Witch, Giselle, and again Antoinette, Intuitive Tarot and Jewelry, have both started a little work through a couple of books. Which were these two. So it's the Ancestral Tarot by Nancy Hendrickson and the Ancestral Grimoire, both by the same author. And they look really interesting. They're not very big books, but I think one you actually go through the whole year with, which is the Grimoire. So it's a year-long thing, and you know I like a year-long journey. My deacon walk. So they sparked my interest in it in the first place, and also I have sort of been thinking about it anyway, because I've been doing the deacon walk. I thought I'd just give you a little bit of a background really on one of the reasons that I've been doing that, and that is to do with ancestry, because it turns out from some research done by my cousin's son that it turns out that my family on my mother's side were Jews, and they were actually jewellers and accountants, and I know my grandfather was an accountant. He was also a dairy farmer in Wales for quite some time, in Portmeadow in Wales. So I spent a lot of time up there when I was a child. We were sent there in the 6-week summer holidays, me and my sister, because both my parents worked. So they both worked full time, so we had to go and spend those 6 weeks on the farm. So it was right next to Snowdonia. So that's the two streams on my mother's side that I know of course. There's obviously there's more I don't know. The research that he did, my cousin's son did, he lost it in a computer crash, and he just didn't want to do it all over again, which I don't blame him really. But that's what he found out anyway. I found that out from my cousin. So that's my mother side. Also, they're very blonde, very blonde, and I know I'm not. I have some blonde in my hair, but my mum, her brother, her sister, my grandmother, they were all blonde. And when I say blonde, I mean white blonde. So presumably there's some sort of Northern European aspect there, I presume, but I don't know. On my father's side, his father was Irish, and I have spoken about him before. But the Spanish invaded the Irish, and if you look at my cousins on my father's side, they look Spanish. They have the features, Spanish features, very much so, very handsome. Very beautiful. Girls are beautiful, the boys are very handsome. Boys, they're men, sorry. So that's their side. So I am a little bit of a mixed bag, and I mean, I think, you see, our wonderful British Isles were invaded by so many other countries. We're all a mishmash, probably. He's still moaning. What do you do? So, those two books I'm going to have a little delve into. While I've been doing my Deacon Walk studies, I had a little mooch about into some of my older decks. I've got a lot of old decks that I've had for many years. I came across this one here. It's the Kabbalah deck by Paul Rowland. I don't know if this is still in print. It's an A.G. Muller deck. I will do a walkthrough of this in a separate video, maybe tomorrow. And I wondered to myself why this was in a box that I hadn't looked at in a long, long time. Why I hadn't looked at it. So I thought, yeah, last night I had a little look. And now I understand why. Because it's a system on its own. It's a divinatory system on the Kabbalah. But at the back, there's also ways to use it with the tarot. And his assignments, the way he's assigned the cards to the Tree of Life, is different. It's his own version. And I think I must have thought to myself, that's going to be too confusing. There's two different ways. And what do you know, you've got to choose one, I think. So I choose the Thoth and Golden Dawn system, not this one. So that's why. But I will do a top down on that. I will walk you through that. So if anyone's interested in buying it or finding out about it, there you go. So there's that. So yeah, those two books, that deck. Now then, I have been thinking about, and I have talked about this in other videos, about doing a Wildwood tarot study. Because it's quite thin. This is a second backup copy. My original copy is really tatty. I've had it a very long time. So I bought a second one. This just the small version, but I've got the book from the original box version that I had. And the reason that I wanted to look at this one and do that, year in the Wildwood, this Alison cross book here, is because of place, because of where I live, because of the landscape that I know and love. I've lived in Cornwall now most of my adult life. I am so sorry about this dog. I'm so sorry about Kai. I don't know what's the matter, why he's moaning. He just likes a good moan. I think he thinks he can join in the conversation, possibly. Anyway, he might quieten down. Yeah, so I am very familiar with the sort of landscapes that are depicted in the Wildwood and the Druid craft. And I love Will Worthington's art. I just adore it. It's just so familiar to me. And I thought, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it alongside some other decks. And what better ones than more Will Worthington art decks? So I had another delve. I've been delving into past I've been delving into past decks. Okay, that's what I've been doing. I've been looking at all my old stuff, and I found. God, will you stop moaning? Sorry about this. The Druid Plant Oracle. The Druid Animal Oracle. Let me look at the state of this box now. It's dreadful. But yeah, the Druid Animal Oracle, the Druid Plant Oracle. I've got the Wild Magic book, had that a long time. That really just delves into the major arcanas, but it's a very interesting read. I think John Matthews is one of the authors on that. What's this one? Oh, that's the Wildwood Tarot guidebook itself from the original big box. And then I saw this one. So I ordered it, and this is the Spirit of Nature Oracle. So this is the trees and the oghams. So I thought, let's have a little look at this together, because it's not one that I'm aware of, or wasn't aware of. But I thought that might tie in nice. And I thought the way I might go about this is to connect deeper with the Wildwood by looking at what's depicted in the cards, not only the major character, but also the tree that's there, or the plant that's there, or the animal that's there, and see how that deepens the meanings of the card. So I was looking last night at the hound, at the dog, and it's really interesting because you've got like 3 pages in the Druid Animal Oracle just on the dog, which is totally fascinating. Then you've got the Wildwood Tarot itself and their take on it. It's just wonderful the way it all correlates. So that's my plan. And also to get out there a bit more when the weather changes. It's gone brighter today. We've got blue sky, but we've got a very, very cold north wind. I mean, it's bitterly cold. And I decided to go and get my hair cut. So I'm feeling even more cold now, you know, with the silly fringe, but it'll grow. I have to have some growing room. Grows too quick, my fringe. But yeah, it's been thinned out as well, so I'm feeling a bit chilly. So yeah, let's go and have a little look at the card, shall we? Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Bye, and hopefully the dog will calm down by then. Hopefully. Anyway, see you in a minute. I've tried on a few attempts the last couple of years to do the Wheel of the Year with the Wildwood. I'm sort of contemplating at the moment doing it. We're only 3 cards in. We're in at the 3 of Arrows, Jealousy, Gold Star, and the 3 of Arrows. Okay, so these are the cards that we're on at the moment. We've done the Ace of Arrows, the 2, and now we're on the 3, Jealousy, which ties in quite nicely actually, because I really want to do this deck study and I am quite jealous of those that are doing it. So Jealousy is well up there in the forefront of my mind. But that's the Wildwood Tarot, and I think most people are familiar with it. This is a new backup copy of the deck, because my other one, I've had it for so many years, it's starting to wear. So I thought I'd just get myself a little backup copy and maybe do the Wildwood journey. But the reason for this video is just to sort of highlight Will Worthington's art a little bit, because I think it's absolutely tremendous. People know this Wildwood Tarot, I would imagine. It's been out for a long time, years and years and years, and don't ask me what year it came out, I have no idea. Have I got the book here? Let's have a little look. Yeah, this is the actual book from my original version. I just bought the little version here, you know, the little box version, which has got a tiny guidebook with it, but this is the one that comes with the box version. This was this edition 2011. Oh, sun's come out. Brilliant. I thought I was going to be in the dark. So this version is 2011. So where are we now? 23. Yeah, it is 12 years old. And I have had this all that time. Also, if you are thinking of doing the Wildwood year, this is the book I'd recommend. This is Alison Cross's book, which massive print and tells you where you are in the year, but I'm not really going into that today, as I said. But yeah, if it's something that you want to do, then Alison Cross's book, A Year in the Wildwood, is the way to go. There is also a book that goes along with the Wildwood Tarot called Wild Magic, written by Mark Ryan and John Matthews. And it is interesting as a standalone book, really. It does go into sort of the cards a little bit and how they came to be. So it's interesting in that, but you don't need this book to do the journey, to do the year. But what I've done in sort of, you know, whether I'm going to do this or not this year, I don't know, but I thought I'd just gather resources together in case I decide I've got time to do it, because I am doing the Deacon journey, so I don't really want to overload myself too much. But I already had this, the Druid Animal Oracle, again illustrated by Will Worthington, although it's called Bill Worthington on this, he's the same illustrator. And I've had this one for years as well. It's sort of showing its wear and tear a little bit, but hey ho. And the version I've got, I don't know if there's a new version of this, I am not sure, but the version I've got comes with a cloth as well as the cards and a hardback book. And this one is by Philip and Stephanie Cargan. Now, Philip Cargan, I've done quite a few courses of his, and with Steve Hansen. Amazing, they are amazing. Tarot with the chakras. I've done quite a few courses with them anyway, by the by. So this one, nice large print. Get it in frame. The oracles, the sacred animals, and this is all about druidry. And then we go into the animals and the birds and the traditions of those. And there's quite a lot of information in this as well. Okay. Very druidic. Sun's gone back in again, I'm afraid. Never mind. How to use the cards. And here, look, we've got the sacred circle, the Druid circle. So, in effect, the wheel of the year. So that's helpful. We've got some spreads, how to cut the cards even. Cyclical journey here. Spirit of place, spirit of the tribe, spirit of time, spirit of the ancestors, and Owen. Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting information in here if it's something that you're interested in, as I am. I'm sorry about this light, it really is going in and out. It's been hailing this morning as well. So we've got qualities of the different cards here. So if you were looking for healing, then these are the cards that you would go to. Protection, these cards, etc. Some sample readings. Further work. How to pronounce some of these with their Gaelic terms. Some further reading. Some contact information and some keywords in the back in alphabetical order, which is always useful. So that's the book. Have a quick look at the cards. Oh gosh, that sun's going in and out, in and out. Anyway, these are large. These are really large cards. Let's zoom in there. Amazing cards. I don't think they're in order, but if you look at the Wildwood Tarot in comparison, you can see how the difference is. These are the back of the cards, which actually is like the glyph on the back of the Wildwood, not the white version I've got here, but the other version that comes in the box has got that same sort of design on the back, but the card backs are green, where these are like blue. So we'll just quickly go through. We have the stag, the swan. They're just so gorgeous, aren't they? And you know, the details in the background as well. Look at that. I love this artist work. The hawk. So this has been out quite some time, this deck, so you've probably seen walkthroughs of it before, so I'm not going to stay too much on them. But here we have fire dragon. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. It's just powerful dog. Hind. Hare. Otter. There's such a British feel to these cards as well. Look at this. This is very much Scotland, isn't it? Cow. It's a Highland cow. Horse. And all the glyphs and everything on the stones. All the carvings. Amazing. And we've got Uffington horse there. There's the Uffington horse. So yeah, it correlates between the two, which is why I got it initially. Look at the power in that eagle. We've got a wildcat here. The bull. The salmon. The bee. wren. And the wren actually features in the Wildwood as well. Am I going to... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, am I going to find it? And there I did. I found it. Look at that. So here we've got the wren here in winter as the page of arrows. And here we've got it in spring with the eggs. So I like that, the way, you know, it ties in beautifully. Seal. Gosh, we've got a lot of seals at the moment around our coast. On my little dog walk. Blackbird. Oh, I love hearing the blackbird sing. I love it. Goose. They'll be coming back soon. That's a real herald of spring for me when the geese return. The Canadian geese we get. The ram. Sorry about the siren in the background. Hope everybody's okay. Water dragon. Look at that serpent. Oh, man. Gorgeous. Earth dragon. So we have a few dragons in this deck. I like a good dragon. Look at that. There's no fantasy there, is there? It's like, it's really powerful. The air dragon. So we've got one for each element, as you can probably imagine. The adder. The sow. Frog. The raven. The crane. The boar. The bear. I've got like these amulets and things. Look at that. These little details that Will Worthington puts in his illustrations. There, like we've got the holly here for the fox on the ice. The owl. Amazing. The wolf. And then we have blank cards. Yeah, so that is the Druid Animal Oracle. If you haven't seen it, I'll just a quick flip through of that. And then we've got the Druid Plant Oracle. This one is like a pull-out ribbon here. Do you see what I mean about the glyph that appears on all of the different cards, different decks? Sorry. Okay. So this is the Druid Plant Oracle again, Philip and Stephanie Cargon, and Will Worthington is the illustrator. No cloth with this one, but what we do get is a piece of paper to lay out to do a card spread. I never use these things, they're always way too big, I find. And you can never fold them up the way they were originally. Okay, so this is the plant version. One of these inlay boxes, which I'm never too keen on, but there we go. So, should look at the book a bit first. Beautiful illustration. This is 2007. Okay. These are all the plants. We have spreads, interpreting the cards, an index, further reading, resources, introduction, very druidic, and then the oracle, the ancient values of plants. Can you see this? There we go. Okay, and then straight into the plants. So a little bit, what, 11 pages? Well, 10 pages for the introduction. And then we go into the cards themselves. How to use it here medicinally. So this Bethany soothes discord, dispels negativity, its protection. They give a reverse meaning, confrontation, avoidance and woundedness, and then they give here how it was used medicinally. So taking in a tea to ease headaches, a ritual bath, used to wash the floor, to dispel negative influences and encourage reconciliation. So we have that for each card. Again, I'm not going into too much detail here. It's an old deck and you've probably already seen it a billion times. So how to use the cards, the blank cards, working with the deck, using it for meditation. And again, that's the same sort of illustration that was in the Druid Animal Oracle. So not much difference there, but we've got Bridget's cross there, which is great. The pentagram spread, an orange spread, much like in Druid Animal Oracle. But here we've got Ermid's cloak spread, Miak's sister Ermid. We have a cauldron, Keridin's cauldron spread. And then we've got a sample reading, index of cards, like before. And this is alphabetical. Further reading, resources, about the author and the artist. And there we go. That is the plant version. So these are the plants. So we've got agrimony. I'm not going to pronounce these properly, I know that, but bear with me. Bethany. Porridge. Bramble. Burdock. And once again, you know, we have the background details like we had in the Druid Animal Oracle. Lovely touch. Celtic bean. Chamomile. Clover. Wow, look at this. Huh. Gorgeous. Comfrey. Cuckoo pint. And here we've got Menantol. Fern. The club moss. Flax. Garlic. Smell of garlic plant. Really quite overwhelming when it comes into blossom, into bloom. Heather. Ivy. Juniper. Lady's mantle. Madder. Mandrake. Meadowsweet. This. Mint. Mistletoe. We've got that bird there. Mugwort. Nettle. Got an adder there. So we can go sort of back and forth between the different decks and just layer up those meanings, you know. Plantain. Poppy. Primrose. Puffball. Vervain. Wheat. We've got Bridget's cross there. Woad. Yarrow. The Banes. The Guardians. The Restorers, which is the same as the front cover of the book there. And then the blank cards again, just like we had in the Druid Animal Oracle. Okay, so let's put that one away. Isn't it brilliant? You can get like all this information in such an accessible way, you know, rather than ploughing through a textbook. I think this is a really nice way of ingraining it really into our brain. And now I have bought, you knew I was going to buy something. I have bought the Spirit of Nature Oracle because it's John Matthews and Will Worthington, and they're such respected authors. So I thought I would unbox this as well and see what this one's about, because this is, I think, the completed collection for me now. So we've got animals, plants, and now we have trees. So the Green Man, the Celtic Ogham tree alphabet combined. 25 cards that makes up the Celtic alphabet. The Green Man is present in every image, sometimes obvious, sometimes hidden. So we've got a 128 page illustrated guidebook. I'm so excited to open this one. Oh, so it's another pull-out box, like the Plant Oracle. That ribbon. Ooh. Okay, so what do we have in the book? Let's have a look. Reading the Woods, Divination and Tree Lore, The Green Man, Nature in Manifest Form, Reading the Trees, and then we've got all the different trees listed, Turning the Leaves, Receiving the Wisdom of the Woods, Further Reading, Resources, Notes from Artists, Acknowledgements, and this one was 2003, so none of these are new. We've got a foreword, little poem there, or incantation. Wow, I've just seen this image. Look at that! The Green Man, look at that. I have actually got a Green Man plaque above my door. Oh, it's secret letters. There's the alphabet. So you can actually gather sticks or yarrow sticks, I think is the recommended wood, and then you carve your own letters in there. So it tells you the Ogham letter, the name, the Roman letter, the tree it's assigned to, and the divinatory meaning. So we've got 36 letters in our alphabet, and this is 25. Bit of a difference there. Keys of knowledge. Casting lots, so you cast your sticks and then you read them. Ancient Irish word ohms. Faded trunk and fair hair. Delight of eye. I'm not even going to pretend to know how to say those words. Although my grandfather was Irish, I come from Irish stock on one side of my family. On my paternal side, I know nothing about Ireland or the Irish. Oh, look. Oh, this. Oh. Fleas in the forest, leaves shaken wild in the wood, flowers tousled in his hair, garlanded with laurel and with ivy, the green grotesque sweeps out of stone and timber. Faces in stone. See that a lot actually, faces in stone if you look. Traditions. And today, Robin Hood. Balanced ecology for the earth, yes. And here we've got these illustrations. Wow. Reading the trees, the alphabets, and then we're going into the cards here. Okay. Alrighty. How to honour each tree. Turning the leaves, reading the cards, formulating a question, talking to the green man. And then we have some spreads here. Oh, this is going to be fun. Heartwood spread, sample reading, further reading, resources, the trees. We have some gardens here we can go and see the trees at. Oh, isn't that brilliant? If you wish to visit some of the trees that inspired this book, some of the best of these listed below. So we've got Harcourt in Oxfordshire, the Royal Botanic Garden in Edinburgh, there's one in Cheshire, Gloucester, and then there's a couple in the US of A. So that's great. Wow. Okay. Oh, I'll have a look at the cards. Let's have a little look at the cards. Okay. So, take the plastic band off. And let's just zoom in. They've chosen a different design for the back of these than they have for the Druid Animal Oracle, the Druid's Plant Oracle. So I was expecting to see the same design, namely that one. But they chose to go with something different this time. So we have birch, and we've got a face in the tree here. Looks like a silver birch. Rowan, very protective. In fact, I've got a rowan necklace I made for protection. But yeah, rowan trees in your garden are really great for protection. I know that much. But I am hoping to learn a lot more. The alder. They're quite dark images, actually. And each of them have got this sort of portal or window, whatever you'd like to call it, but some sort of a frame around it, so the actual image isn't that big really, even though the cards are in comparison to the Wildwood look. So yeah, there's that. The willow. I have a willow in my garden for a good reason. Willow actually soak up water. They like to be around water, and living where I do, we have a problem with damp a lot of the time, so I decided to actually plant a willow tree by the window to sort of soak up the water. Well, in fact, it was my mother's willow tree. When she passed, I inherited it and replanted it in my garden. Ash. Look at the green man in there. You see his feet and his arms and hands there. Hawthorn. It was used back in the day for sickly children, and you would go 3 times around the stones. There was another one of these standing stones the other side, there still is, and you go around 3 times and then pass the child actually through the stone for healing. And believe it or not, I've done it myself because I was very poorly at one stage, and I went to Menantol and I did recommended procedure, shall we say, and squeezed myself through that hole, which is no mean feat because it's not a big hole, it was meant for children. If it was, sorry I interrupted there because we've got hail coming down again. You might be able to hear it crashing down on my little roof here. If you can, I apologise. Oak. Very wise old man, oak tree. Holly. Hazel. Apple. Blackberry. Ivy. very dark images. The fern, blackthorn, elder. I love the faces in the trees here. Beautiful. Look at this one. Scots pine. It looks like he's got an open mouth. He's either singing or telling you off. Not quite sure which. Gorse. Yeah, we get a lot of that up on the moors. Heather. White poplar. Yew. Aspen. Spindle. Honeysuckle. My mum's favourite, that was honeysuckle. Gooseberry. Oh, and gooseberries. She loved gooseberries as a girl. He often told me tales about gooseberries. Beech. And those are the cards. Well, I'm really familiar with these trees and bushes. You know, I see them in my vicinity. Some from Wales. I spent a lot of time in Wales because my grandparents on my mother's side had a dairy farm in Wales, and we used to spend our 6 weeks holidays there when Mum and Dad went to work. We went to live with our grandparents, me and my sister, one of my sisters. So yeah, I am very familiar with the look of these, and that wasn't the intention behind the deck. It's just to sort of tie it in with the others, so to get sort of a complete picture of the Wildwood, if you like, and delve more into that because it's my heritage. It's my ancestry. I have Irish ancestry, I have Jewish ancestry, very mixed ancestry, shall we say. But anyway, that's the reason. It's like connecting in with my ancestors. This is my heritage. And this is why I am fascinated with all of this. So nature, I live in a wonderful, wonderful place where I can visit nature quite easily. The moors aren't very far away. I can get to Menantol within, 40 minutes? Maybe not this time of year because it's a bit boggy. So that's my little unboxing of the Spirit of Nature Oracle and a little ramble. And I intend to do a few more rambles in the summer when it's nicer weather. And when I say rambles, I just mean rambling in the countryside and reconnecting with the moors and nature and trees and plants and animals and, yeah, the Wildwood as I know it. We have a few little woods around here, and I just love being out in nature. And this is a nice way to connect when we can't physically get out there, isn't it? And to dive deeper into what it all means on a deeper level. Anyway, I'm waffling again because like my head's going round and I'm still in that Seven of Swords sort of energy. I just want to do so much and explore so much. So I just thought I'd show you a little bit more of the decks that I have that feature the beautiful, wonderful, enigmatic artwork of Will Worthington. Anyway, so thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.